Shalom, everyone. We're continuing our series through the Psalms. Today, we're going to finish up, hopefully, Psalm 91 and then get into Psalm 27 if we have enough time. I think someone wanted to read. Anatoly, do you want to read starting from verse 8? I think last time we
Yeah,
got
thank
through
you.
verse 7.
Thank you.
So, verse 8 right here. Go ahead.
רק בעיניך תביט, בשלומת רשעים תראה.
So what we're reading is the Psalm, so it's going to be a bit more terse. It's going to be more dense. But some of these words you guys already know. What is the root of shilumat?
Shalem.
Shalem, or we get the word shalom from it, or shilam. Okay, so what is shalom?
Complete
Peace.
Peace, stillness, something like that. Yeah. Shalem is the kal binyan. It's a state of being verb, shalem. So this is something that is in the state of being, or in the state of peace, right? It's in the state of being peaceful. But here, this is not the kal binyan because of the chirik and the dagesh. And then the oo vowel right here. Does anybody know this pattern?
Who?
It's okay. So usually, if I had if I had just a dagesh, a chirik and a dagesh right here, my first inclination would be, oh, it's a PL. But PL expects to have some sort of an I or E vowel right here. Alas, it's an oo vowel. So what we're actually looking at is called a shema poa. It's the noun of the verb for a PL. So
Or a PL?
or a P. So think of he wrote. Okay, he wrote something as a verb. What would be the noun of that verb? Writing. He is doing his writing, right? So it's kind of turning the verb into a noun. Well, this is the noun of the verb for PL verbs. So shilum would be paying or restoring or repaying or making payment or something like that, right? Because shilem means to pay. But then we've got a feminine tav on the end. Feminine nouns in Hebrew tend to be more abstract. What does it mean for something to be abstract? It's maybe it's more like a system, a complex system, or a sum of smaller component parts. So anyway, with all of that together, what we're looking at is a noun that appears to be related to the PL of this root and an abstract form of it, and we get something like retribution.
Instead of payment or something like that.
Right. A payment would be rather concrete. You know, here's your goods or services, you give payment, it's done, move on, next. That's just a single concrete act. But then shilumat seems to be something more, something broader. That whole idea of being more abstract. So retribution, well, that could involve multiple things. What is the root of rishaim? Well, rasha, not ra, not ra'a, or it's rasha. So resha, wickedness, rasha, someone who is wicked. So here we have reshaim. Hang on a second. Would this be, I'm trying to think of what the pattern of rasha would be. Is it kamatz kamatz? I thought so. Rasha, like that. Anyway, so resha would be the noun, wickedness. No, it'd be with a patach. But anyway, so reshaim referring to the wicked ones. What is the word ayin? Literally the word after which the letter ayin is named.
Eyes.
Eyes. So there we have that. And so all we really need is rak and tabit. And I think till we we know this one. What is the root ra'ah? To see, right? So
A.
tir'e, that's the yiktol form. You will see. The tav is either you will or you have two options
She.
with the tav. Yeah, or
You will.
she will. Right. And so
Or
she
she.
will doesn't make sense here. So the context demands that it's you will. Rak, only be'ainecha. Ayin is an I, yod makes it plural, cha makes it yours, ba is a prefixing word, in or with your own eyes. Tabit, what is the root of tabit? The tav is the yiktol prefix. The yod is part of the hif il binyan. We only have two root letters.
Nabit.
Nabat, right. Missing
Ba.
nun that shows up inside the bed is a strong dagesh. Nabat. I'm trying to remember what Nabat means in the call. I thought it had something to do with, I don't know, something like springing forth or anyway, the idea in the Hefio would be something being noticeable or something like that. I can't remember, but it's commonly used in modern Hebrew, labit, to glance or look at something. Vishilumat reshaim tir'eh, the retribution of the wicked you will see. Questions on verse 8? How about verse 9? Who wants to read? Let's see. Oh, Eileen, you had your hand up. Do you want to read verse 9? And then Hannah,
Yeah.
we'll give you verse 10. Go ahead, Eileen.
Sure. Ki ata Yahweh Masi Elyon Samata Emenunecha.
Me'onecha.
Menonecha.
This right here is a silent shva. Can you tell me why? Two reasons. There's a short vowel before it.
There's a short vowel.
Okay. And then there's a weak dagesh after it. And that weak dagesh tells us that there's no preceding sound. And let's see. Also, I guess one of the rules that we learn about shva is that when it's in a stressed syllable, the shva is always going to be silent. So ta. Ki ata Adonai or Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh machsi elyon samta me'onecha. You are Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh machsi. The root of machsi, what is it?
Mem.
I think because of the patach right there, the mem and patach, we might be looking at a he-feel participle. The chirk yod on the end says it's mine, so we have precisely two letters visible. So where's the third one? What was the third one? Probably from chasa, to take refuge, right? So wait, oh, of course. So that's not a he feel. The patach here isn't he feel. That would be noun, like maktal pattern. Maktal turns into a noun. Can you all think of any other words that follow the maktal or miktal pattern? Like makom. That's actually a really tough one because the turns into an o. Let me think of a better one. Oh, well, there's machane, also an irregular one. Machane. That one's irregular because of the missing yod. Come on. I'm thinking of regular ones like migdal. But in an example like that, the patach turns into a chirik, and that's really frustrating. But anyway, what I'm getting at is that this is a part of a mishkal, a noun pattern that turns the root into some sort of a tool, instrument, apparatus, something that serves some kind of a function. So a machsi or machse would be a place where refuge is found. A machane is where people camp. A makom is something that arises. Migdal is a place that's big, I guess. Migdal, gadol. And then elyon samta me'onecha. What's the root of me'onecha? see the cha in the end.
Mhm.
So it looks like another example of a mem turning a word into a noun. Ma'on, similar to ma'kom. So what's the root? Right
On?
there. Yeah. On.
Oh, oh,
On. And lastly, what's the root of samta? Oh, no, I'm
Sum.
missing.
same.
Yeah.
Same.
Right.
Sum.
So it seems sum, exactly. So it does actually show up in the Bible both as sum and as seem, but in modern Hebrew and later biblical Hebrew,
Same.
seem is the preferred spelling. Yeah. All right, verse 10. This might get a little tricky because it's going to go from one page to another. So bear with me, Hannah. Go ahead, verse 10.
Okay. לא תעונה אליך רע,
Okay, and then I'm going to scooch. Why can't I scooch over? What's going on here? Oh, because I do this.
ונוגע לא יקרב באוהליך.
Good. And low. Okay, this is going to be silly then, I suppose, for me to keep going back and forth. Let's try. How can I do this? I guess I'll just do it this way. Lo te'une. Te'une, what binyan is that? I mean, it looks like a verb.
Is it pu'ar?
It looks like, yeah. With the, okay, so we have a yiktol letter, shva, ou vowel, kibbutz, and then dagesh. Those are the things we're looking for in a pu'al, which makes the root aleph, nun, missing yod, which I don't, which is not related to the word ani, but anyway, that's what it looks like. Definitely not a common word. We could look it up if we wanted to. The Strong's number 579 is right there. Te'une, lo te'une elecha ra'a. Will not, it says here, happen to you, ra'a. Now this is the feminine or abstract noun from the root ra, right? Ra is the root behind words like ra, bad, evil, wicked, not wicked, bad, evil, something like that. And then ra'a would be like a more abstract form, collection of bad things. Ra'a, harm. And then in parallel with it, we have nega, the nega, which is a plague. Lo yikrav. Wait a second. Is that a yiktol? Yikrav?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I thought yiktol is supposed to have an O vowel. Why is there no O vowel on the resh?
Because it's a maybe stative verb.
Very good. Very good.
Resh is a guttural too.
No, well, that I agreed. Resh sometimes behave. It's like a token, not a token. It behaves often as a guttural in that it doesn't take dagesh, but when it comes to yiktol, it doesn't affect the theme vowel. You can
Okay.
have a resh in the root, and it's not going to affect the o vowel.
So it's stated, but
it
drawing
is.
here is an action, isn't it? It's
Right. So
It's-
if it will be close, right? It's a yiktol. So he or it will be close. Well, lo, it will not be close. It is still technically a state of being verb, even though this right here looks like there's movement. So it's not highlighting the movement from one place to another. It's highlighting that in the future, it will be in the state of being close, or rather, lo, it will not. So it is still state of being. Close to what? Be'oholecha.
your tent.
The theme
Your
vowel of ohel is an O vowel. This should have been kamatz katan with a shva, but the hey doesn't like shva, so it gets vowel harmonization. Be'oholecha, in your tent. This is a pausal form. How do I know?
It's got a sof pasuk for one thing.
Okay, its location in the verse, the fact that it has a siluk, a sof pasuk, puts it at the end of the verse. Not every word at the end of a verse has a special pausal form, but if it does, it will definitely show up in this location. But what else about it tells me that it is pausal? The segol. The segol. If it were not pausal, it would be shva. It would just be ba'ohol lecha. Or actually, it would be ba'oholcha. Because that would have to turn into a kamatz katan. Ba'oholcha. Anyway, because of the segol, we know that it's pausal. I'm just discovering that I did not grab my cup of water. Let me go grab it real quick. I think it's on the table over there. Who's going to read verse 11? Any volunteer? Oh, Gavriel and Andy.
Yes.
Okay, super. Which one of you was first? I don't know. I wasn't keeping track. I was yammering.
Okay, the first.
Gavriel is first?
Yeah.
Okay. So from here to there, go ahead, Gavriel. Go ahead and lead in the reading. I'm going to go grab my water.
כי מלאכיו תצווה לשמורך בכל דרכיך. כי מלאכיו תצווה לשמורך.
Hey. Let's talk about him. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Christina. Hi, friends.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Danny. This is how many from our class? 1, 2.
13.
We were talking about you, so.
How'd you do, Gavriel?
Pretty good.
Okay, these are all super short. Ki mal'achav yitzaveh lach lishmorcha. Did you get the kamatz katan?
Yeah.
Good. Bechol drachecha. Don't we know this verse from somewhere else in the Bible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From where?
New Testament?
870 times mentioned from the Genesis.
Isn't it
Entire
in
Bible.
27 also?
Isn't this the verse that the devil quoted to Yeshua?
Well, that's in the New Testament, but it's also in the Old Testament.
Okay, all right. Well, that's the one that came to my mind.
Yeah.
His angels, he has commanded his angels to guard you in all your ways. No, that's the one. Yeah. Oh, here it is. He will lift up lest you strike a stone on your foot. That's what it was. Yeah. So it's the next verse too. My apologies. Okay. Ki, because, for, since, mal'achav. Mal'ach is a messenger, or in Greek called an angel. The yod makes it plural. The vav makes it possessive. His angels. Yitzaveh lach. This is a yiktol. So it's going to be some sort of an incompleted action. Not that he hasn't ever commanded his angels, but that he's not through commanding his angels, at least. He will command, or he does command. He continues to command for you, lishmorcha, to guard you, bechol drachecha. What gender is drachecha?
It's feminine.
Feminine.
Derech is feminine, isn't it?
Yeah, we can't tell from the context here, but from other passages, or if we look it up in a dictionary, it's going to usually show up as feminine. But it's one of those irregulars that doesn't look feminine in the singular, derech, nor in the plural, drachim. Why is there a dagesh in the lamed here?
Because of Yitzaveh. Itmachos.
Is it short for Elecha? Or Elai?
No. So I guess the most correct answer is, because the scribes want us to hold out this lamed for just a little while. Remember that strong dagesh did originally affect pronunciation, but it doesn't in modern pronunciation anymore. So it would have been something like yitzavelach, right? You actually hold the lamed for a longer period. Something similar appears to have been true in like Latin, for example. Every time you have a doubled letter, it would have been held longer, but I digress. but what I was getting at is, why would this lamed get a strong dagesh in it unless something assimilated into it? Any ideas what assimilated into it? What's the root of the preceding word?
Tove.
Tiva.
Okay, so tziva is the katal form. It's a
Right.
PL verb. Tziva means he commanded. But that didn't quite answer my question. What are the three consonantal root letters of this verb?
Oh, Tzadi, Vav,
Ah.
Yud.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at. So the yud or the yod has gone missing because it's a weak letter, but it's fair to say that it is because of that yod that we get a dagesh in the following letter. If you look for all the examples where a third root letter yod verb shows up before a preposition like this, you'll tend to notice there's a pattern that the following letter gets a strong dagesh. So maybe it's because of that yod.
So
You
that's
won't.
a mater then. The haze just becomes a
yeah.
mater.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Absolutely. Because this should have been originally something like Yitzavai or something like that. And that Yitzavai was too hard to pronounce, so it got simplified into Yitzaveh. But then the scribes still preserve a strong dagesh here because of the missing yod. I don't know. I think that's really cool, but some people maybe don't think it's that cool. Annie, could you read verse 12, please?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Al Kapayim Isaunha Pentigov Ba Even Aglecha.
Very good. Where is the stress in this longer word here?
Isaunha.
Very good. The stress is right there where the etnach is. Is this a vocal or silent shva?
I think it's a vocal.
Because, oh, yes.
Right.
So I guess we
Mumble.
could, because this is a stressed syllable, I wonder if it's going to follow that rule we mentioned earlier that all stressed syllables that are closed have a silent shva. Yisa unha. But technically speaking, if this were a silent shva here, the following begad kifat letter should have a dagesh in it, right? A weak dagesh. Yisa un ka. And there's not one there. So what gives? This might be an example of what has come to be known as a medium shva, where it basically has attributes of both a mobile and silent shva. And so it's a head scratcher. But yeah, the pronunciation is going to simply be silent. Yisa'uncha. What's the root? Yisa'uncha.
Oh, Nasa.
Nasa, very good. The missing noon is showing up as dagesh here. Wait a second. What binyan is this?
Isaunha.
Well, Nifal, dit wordt licht, ja.
What binyan?
Is dat niet Nifal, right? It's a,
Yeah, see, you fell into the trap that I set. So usually when we're looking for a nifal, when we're looking for a yiktol form nifal binyan, we're looking for the trio, the trifecta,
triangle.
these three things right
Triangle.
here: chirik, dagesh, kamatz. Lo and behold, there they are. But is this a nifal? What happened? What's going on here? Why isn't that nifal? Because if this were nifal, the dagesh shows up in the first root letter. This is not the first root letter, right? This is the aleph
Oh,
is
that's right.
the aleph is a
Third letter.
well, let's just go ahead and spill the beans that the aleph is the third root letter and sin is the second root letter. So where's the first one? it, my friends, is the noon that has disappeared. It has assimilated into the following letter, and now it looks like a nifal. What I'm saying here is that just as nifal loses the noon, so also noon can assimilate in a word like this one that's not even nifal. So the bigger picture here is that noon at the end of a syllable tends to assimilate into the following letter, and that's a rule, a pattern that just fits across the board. So I mean, I guess what I'm saying
Can
is you
you-
could, yeah, go ahead.
I'm just trying to be difficult.
Okay.
Can you have like the situation with a nifal with a noon, with a noon starting the root?
Oh, sure,
And what would it
absolutely.
look like?
Sure.
And what would it look like?
Yeah.
Would it
Okay.
look the
So
same, or would there be one dagesh, or would it?
no. Okay. So what I just mentioned was that in nifal, the first root letter gets the dagesh of the nifal. So if we have, let's go ahead and take the root nasa. But now instead of putting it into, well, you know what? Let me do this one step at a time. Let's first look at the kal binyan, and then we'll look at the nifal. Fair? Fair? Okay, so
Fair.
kal, we expect there to be a yod here, chirik, shva, and then because of the aleph, the guttural, we get patach, but then the aleph quiesces, so it lengthens to kamatz. That is what we expect in the 3ms kal binyan of nasa. Noon at the end of a syllable will assimilate. So what do we get instead? This, yisa. That looks like the trifecta of nifal. Alas, this is the second root letter and not the first. So now, having done that, let me turn this into yis. Did I really do that? Put the dot over there. Yisa. Silly Jared. Oh, I can't erase that. Oh no! If I do, the white box behind will disappear. So what can I do? I guess undo.
We could
Undo. Well, I can't leave that dot there. Oh man, that went back really far. Okay, so there's the dot. Yin sa turns into yi sa like this, with a nice big fat dagesh. That's the kal binyan. Now the question becomes, well, what would happen in the nifal? Well, then we have our root nun, sin, not sheen, aleph. We expect there to be a nun of nifal and a yiktol prefix in front of it. So this is where we get yin, na, say or sa, or I guess I don't remember. I'm gonna put a tsere right there. Okay, now what noon shows up at the end of a syllable? This one. So it's going to assimilate into the following noon and that will produce yi, na, and then say or sa or whatever. I guess we can leave it as say. Yinase.
So that would be the nifal.
This one is going to be the nif. Both of these are 3ms yiktols, but this one up here is kal. That one is nifal. That's the difference. Questions? Is that clear as mud?
Good, I get it.
Next, so what we have here, yisa'u, that's going to be 3CP. No, 3MP, excuse me. 3MP, they, yiktol, will, nasa, lift, so they will lift. And then the cha refers to 2MSU. They will lift you. So what is that flipping noon doing there?
Energetic?
Well, it's not flipping, but yeah, it's energetic. What does that mean?
Energy and
Okay.
emphasis.
Sure,
Adds
adds
emphasis.
certainty, maybe. It adds certainty to the verb. Certainly they will lift you up. Noons like this still show up in Arabic, but in Hebrew, their purpose, according to the scholars, has pretty much diminished to nothing. So it's kind of like a vestige, a relic left from yesteryear. But originally it would have added certainty. Certainly they will lift you up. Wait a second. Pentigof. Uh-oh. Are we missing a letter here too?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
noon.
noon.
Nagaf. To strike,
Nagaf.
right? Nagaf. And missing noon inside of the gimel. Strong dagesh. Tigof. You will strike. Ba'even. On a stone. Well, should this be, wait a second, on the stone, right? Ba'even. On the stone, raglecha, your foot. Excellent, excellent. All right, next is 13. Who wants to read next? Oh, Christina, I
Christina.
see you over there waving. I didn't hear you. Turn your mic on, dear, so I can hear you.
Al shachal vefeten tidroch termos kefir tetanin.
Right?
Oh, vetanin.
Vetanin, good. This right here with the two short vowel patachs is a segelit. Does anybody know what a segelit is?
Two seagulls. Probably
Usually
Shahal.
it has two segals unless a guttural gets in the way, creating an
Yeah,
ah sound instead of an eh. But this right here, feten, is also a segelit. Turns out the word
Stresses on the
nega,
first.
that's essentially what most people will latch onto. When it comes to these word segolits, they are nouns that have penultimate stress. That's a terrible definition because I can give you tons of examples that don't fit it, but that's good enough for now. So if we have penultimate stress in a three-letter noun, that's a segolit. So nega from noon, gimel, ein, shachal, or where was the other one? Peten. Do we have any more?
Feten.
Where?
Feten.
Well, okay, peten, feten. It's got a, okay, yeah. Do we have any other segolits, though, here? Not ones that are easily recognizable.
Oh,
Regel.
Evan.
Oh, Evan, of course. That one's like glaringly obvious. Okay. We can't really tell in this form, but derech is also a segelit in the singular. Yeah, we'll call that good for now. So basically it's a segelit. It has two short vowels, or at least the second vowel is short. And it has penultimate stress. Al shachal vafeten tidroch. Wait. Derech is to walk. So what is tidroch? It's a verb. To path. Did I say to walk? No, derech is a path. So tidroch would be to path somebody. Well, it's to trod it, to tread on it. Tirmos, this shows up in Genesis with a sin, doesn't it? Remes. Remes. What is a remes in Genesis? Creepy crawly stuff, right? The things that crawl on the earth, right? So here we get to see it with a samech, but it's still the same idea. Tirmos, you will trample. What does it have here? Trample? Okay. Yeah, just think of remes, a thing that crawls across the ground. So I guess you're crawling on top of kfir. It's a bit of a weird word to use with kfir, a young lion. Vetanin. What is a tanin in modern Hebrew?
Crocodile.
Crocodile. What is a tanin in Genesis? In the creation narrative? Sea monster. Yeah, sea monster. Yeah, God created all the sea monsters, the taninim. So here we've got tanin translated as serpent. I mean, maybe that's a good translation. Maybe it's not, but we can jump into it if we want to look it up. 8577. And did I get through the first part? Yeah, I think I did. Al shachal on a lion va feten and a cobra tidroch he shall tread. Okay, cool. And verse 14 goes from here to, let me scooch down a little bit there. Who wants to read? Oh, Cheryl, please go ahead.
Please. Because I spent so long trying to figure out how to pronounce a couple of words. But
Okay.
I'll do it. Okay. Kivi chashach ve'afaletehu ve'astagavehu ki yoda shemi.
Good. Those are the difficult ones right there, I take it.
Yeah, I had a hard time. I'd really work at them for some
So
reason.
how did
Seemed
you
like it.
say again, John?
It didn't seem like it. It seemed like she knocked it right out.
Oh yeah.
No, but I
why-
worked hard on it.
Well, that's
Why-
because that's because she stayed up all night studying.
Yeah.
Oh, it pays off. Jared, I'm
yeah.
going to leave in just a few minutes. I got to bring my grandkids home. So
Yeah,
I don't know if
absolutely.
I'll be back by the time you're all finished.
Enjoy
I wanted
grandkids.
to tell you, this was amazing. I loved it.
Oh,
Hopefully I can
wonderful.
do it every week. All
All
you
right.
guys are incredibly awesome. Love you
Look-
all. So
Looking forward to
just
it.
say
Thanks,
that before I leave.
thanks for joining, John. Hopefully see you again soon.
Yes,
all right,
absolutely.
leave the- okay, so Cheryl, how did you go about tackling these long words? The first time that you trip over your tongue. So how do you go about pronouncing these long words?
How do I go about pronouncing it? I took my time with it. I went very, very slowly and thought about every syllable.
Well, yeah, but you can
uh,
go really slowly and still get it wrong. So what was your methodology?
Hmm.
Nice.
Oh, you want me to break down the root and everything, and I didn't do
No.
that. I started at the
Actually,
beginning.
what I
Very
was
good place to
fishing,
start.
what I was fishing for is when it comes to pronunciation, my philosophy, maybe yours too, is if it's a long word, break it into syllables.
Yeah, well, that's what I was doing.
Okay,
Yeah.
how do you break it into syllables? Where would you draw the lines?
Ve'afal le dehu, because the dagesh and the lamed
Okay.
makes it.
Lovely.
But yeah, you can divide that. Yeah.
Right. So
The
because of the
afad-
dagesh and the lamed, we know there's a split in a syllable right there, but where else could you put some syllable splits?
After the vav in the beginning,
Why?
then afal. That afal reduced vowel is part of the syllable that follows. It's part
Why
of the same
doesn't it why doesn't it belong to the previous syllable? It's a difficult question. It's okay if you don't know,
Yeah.
but okay.
I don't know. You taught us so well that it should be afal.
Oh
afal.
gosh.
You
Okay.
did. I mean,
Well, let's
so
look at it
I'm
this way
super-
then. The va on the front here is just a conjunction. And if it were not attached to this word, the reduced vowel will begin the
syllable, yeah.
syllable in a consonant cluster. So I would say that the aleph and the pei are kind of pronounced as a consonant cluster, much like the G and L in glad or the G and R in great, right? So we wouldn't say great or glad. We say great and glad. So also in Hebrew, but you can do it with any letters. So this would be afal, and those two would work together like a consonant cluster. But
Sure.
with the vav on the front, having a short vowel, what does Rouse say about short vowels that are unstressed? That it should be in a closed syllable. Okay, so that means we should have gotten a schwa on the aleph here.
Mhm.
But aleph
But you
doesn't like
can't.
schwa, exactly. So it
Right.
gets a reduced vowel instead. But that's the reason, because of that because of the patach, I would actually argue that a split should go here.
So I wasted my breath on an extra syllable. It should have been
Well,
falte.
the only way I would agree with you is if, for example, we had a long vowel here, like a kamatz, va, then it would get its own syllable, right? Va being long will get its own syllable.
Okay.
Then we continue with the following, and then I would split it the way you suggested. But because of
Okay.
the short vowel, I would actually do right here and then there, and then where next?
Vafalatehu.
Right. So after the tet, because we get a well, every syllable starts with a consonant. Hey is a consonant, so it has to start the next syllable. So va'a, fal, lete, hu. Now we're not going to pronounce the lamed twice, but that's how I would split it up.
You would say va
Va'afaletehu.
or va? Va'falatehu or va'afalatehu?
Va'a. It has to be va'a because of the guttural aleph. Va'afalatehu. Va'afalatehu.
Okay.
Anyway, that's what I would do. Now, having said all of that, look at the next word where the first letter has a reduced vowel. So how will it be split up? Precisely like this. Asag, gve, hu. Asagvehu. So anyway, that's my recommendation. When you have big words, split it up into syllables, into smaller bits. In this version, I kind of help you out by putting dots into the transliteration. Va'a, fa, lete, hu. Now, I'm not doubling letters like the lamed. That was just for simplification purposes. And so what do these words mean? Palat and sagav.
Afalateho, I think it means cause to escape. Palat is to escape, so
Right.
it's a he feel for I will cause to escape.
Whoa, you said he feel.
Asag.
Neither of these is.
Oh, it's a PL.
Yeah, both of these are PL because of the
PL.
reduced vowel patach dagesh.
And the dash.
Reduced patach dagesh. Okay, but it still creates a definition that sounds like causative, maybe because it's kind of factative. Who are plitim?
Refugees.
Refugees, exactly. Ones who have escaped to safety. So in the PL, if someone is doing the action of palat to somebody, you're getting them to safety.
Mhm.
So here it's being translated as I'll deliver him. Sagav is also, I say also. I thought sagav was a state of being verb. I don't know. Anyway, it certainly seems like it showing up here in a PL in a factative sense. Sagav is to be on high.
Mhm.
Like I'm up here on the top of the mountain, playing King of the Hill and Nanner Nanner Boo Boo, right? So Sagav is that idea of being high up and therefore untouchable. Well, here we have, I will Sagav him. I will set him up high.
Yep. Is that Niskav Adonai? Is that the same root in
I think so.
Nifa?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Niskav?
mean, it sounds like it. Yeah, Nisgav would be the Nifal. To be on high or to be put on high or something like that. Yeah. Wait, Niskav, would that? Okay, I'm just gonna say yes, but have like two other thoughts going through my head. Ki yada shmi, for he knows my name. Shmi with the Chiruk Yod, my name. Let's see, what's next? Oh my goodness, I see the end of the chapter. 15, who wants it? Eileen?
Yikrani beni hu imo anohi vesra hasletehu
Mm-hmm.
Bedehu.
What do these two verbs have in common?
Who again?
What do these two verbs have in common?
Yeah.
They have a few things in common. What do they have in common?
They both have olive in it.
Okay, they both start with an aleph, so that aleph tells us first person yiktol I will. All right, one CS. Good. What else do they have in common? Anyone can answer.
Ashava.
Okay, Annie, what did you say?
PL same suffix ehu.
Okay, they both
Routine.
have an ehu. And then Christina, what did you say?
As I called it Shiva.
The and then the shva, so it's the pattern, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm good with the shva, but what else is important there? The dagesh. The dagesh tells you or helps tell you what binyan we're looking at. So what binyan is it?
PL.
Yeah.
They're both PL, right? They have reduced vowel, patach, dagesh. That's the pattern we're looking for in a PL. So they are both PL, yiktol, first common singular, and they have an ehu 3ms suffix. What do these two verbs have in common? A little less.
Yeah, prefix. It's I guess suffix.
Gabriel,
They
say it
both
louder.
have
I can't hear you.
subject.
Okay. They both what?
They both have subject, object, or suffix objects.
Okay, yeah, they both have pronominal suffixes. What's the pronominal suffix on the first one?
It's
Any,
first
me,
person.
me.
Any.
Okay, and what does the second one have?
Ehu.
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 Good. Do these have anything else in common? They do. One more thing.
Ukraine. They are both yiktols.
Yiktol.
Okay, all right, so they have two things. Good. Okay, so they're yiktols. They have a pronominal suffix. They are both yiktol form. Okay, and the last thing that they have in common, binyan. Binyan kal. Binyan kal. That's it. So we expect a chirik and a shva, but Segol says, no, Aleph says no thank you, so does ayin. So that should have been chirik shva, but gutturals don't like it. Okay, but the point is they are both kal binyan, yiktol form, pronominal suffixes. So that was a nice exercise. What did you read then? Yikra'eni, he has or will call out me, right? He'll call me. Ve'enehu, and I will answer him. Emo, with him, anochi, am I, right? I will be with him. Vitzara, in trouble. Now these two, they're both first person, and I will chalatz him. I will rescue him, and I will kavad or kabed achabedehu, and I will honor him. Wait a second. Who's speaking? Who's speaking here? Right?
Well, it goes back and forth. This goes back and forth between
maybe. Okay. He will call out to me and I will answer. I guess what will I answer? Imo anochi, I am with him. Batzara. And then who's doing the rescuing?
God.
Usually God. And who's doing the honoring?
God is honoring the person he is.
I know.
rescuing.
Okay. Oh, and I will honor him. Okay.
Instead of him being put to shame by his enemies, he will honor him in front of his enemy.
All right. So sometimes it takes a little bit of hashing out, trying to figure out who the subject is, where and how. And all right, verse 16, last verse. Who wants it? Anatoly?
Orech yamim as echo vayrecho bishu ati.
Very good. Bishuati. Okay, so in this verse, it becomes abundantly clear who the I is, or am, who the I is. Okay, who the first person common singular is. Who is the one who is satisfying him? Who is the one who is showing him my salvation, right? Obviously, this is God. So if God is the I in the yiktol here, then that makes sense that he's also the I in the yiktol here. So then who is the he over here? Are we to assume that I will answer him is also God speaking?
I think so.
So then
Yeah.
who is the he? Yakrive, excuse me, Yikraeni. It must be that he is calling out to me, the Lord, right? He, the man, the individual is calling out to me, the Lord, and I will answer him. I am with him in trouble. I will rescue him. I will honor him. So yeah, that was fun. Orich Yamim, is this a segelit? Orich.
Looks like cycling.
Mhm. Length of days, Yamim, Asbiehu. What is the root Sava?
That's
Mm.
like to be satiated. No?
Right. And what binyan is Asbiehu?
Hifir?
Right, because of
Feel.
the, yeah, exactly. Because of the
Hifil.
Patach Dagesh
Ah.
and then the Chirik Yod, it has to be he feel causative. Aleph, I will cause him to be satisfied. I will satisfy him. Ve'arehu. So Aleph, I will, what binyan?
Hifil?
Yeah, all we get is that patach right there.
Mhm.
I will cause to see. I will cause him to see. I will show him or let him look. Bishuati. At my feminine Yeshua. My salvation. Same root as Yeshua. We have 20 minutes. Any questions on this Psalm 91? Do you guys want to jump to Psalm 27? That's the next one on the list.
Yeah.
Let me type in the page number and jump right to it. 27. Here it is. Got it. How long? How long is 27? It's 14 verses. Okay. So we're probably not going to make it all the way to the end. And I would like to read Le David. That must be the introduction. Le David to David. Adonai ori v'yish'i mimi ira. Adonai ma'oz chayai mimi efchad. Yes, that's the first verse. So this is that's the introduction. The Lord, my light. Okay, there's no verb here, so we have to supply it. The Lord is my light. V'yish'i. Is this a segelit? It's a trick question because if we define a segelit as something that has penultimate stress, and this clearly doesn't, I pronounce it as yish-e, then your immediate knee-jerk reaction should be, no, of course not. It doesn't have penultimate stress. But what's the absolute form? Yesha. Yesha is the absolute or lexical form, and it is a segelit. Yesha. But then when you get a pronominal suffix, it becomes yish-i, my salvation. Mimi ira, from whom, right? Min is from, and then me is who? Min me becomes mimi, from whom? Ira. What is the root of ira?
Ya'e?
Yare or yara, to revere or fear. And then Aleph is the Yiktol 1CS. I will fear the Lord. Ma'oz chayai. There's that ma'oz that no, it isn't. That was ma'on. What is the root of ma'oz?
Oz.
Oz, strength, exactly. Like think of names like Uzzah or Uzziah or
Israel.
hmm?
Help. No, that's a different word. Yeah, it's refuge.
Actually, isn't there some angel in intertestamental writings that's Uzziel? No, maybe it's biblical. Uzziel. Anyway, the point being, my strength is God. Anyway, so Uz or Oz is strength. Ma'oz turns it into a noun serving some kind of a function, a refuge, a place that is strong. So the refuge of chayai. Is this a singular or plural noun? Chayai.
Mm,
It looks like my life.
Because it has the ai at the end, that's the pronominal suffix for a plural. Chayim is always plural. In English, life is not plural, but in Hebrew it is. And so my life's or something like that.
Is that where they get reincarnation from?
Oh gosh. I guess I would ask who's getting it? Who's getting reincarnation?
Yeah.
And who's the one that came back from reincarnation to tell us that it was the truth?
Right.
I don't. Mimi efchad, from whom I will be afraid or dread. All right, who wants to read verse 2?
I'll read it.
Go ahead, Gabriel.
Bikrov alai miraim lechol et besari sarai ve'oyevai li hema kashlu menafalu.
Very good. Bikrov. Who do I ask it? Yes, I do. What form of a word is this? Bikrov.
It's like something.
Infinitive?
It is. It's an infinitive construct. Infinitive construct. Does anyone should I clarify what I mean when I say form? Like, give me some examples of forms of words. I guess when I use the word form, I'm talking about verbs primarily. So what are some forms? Okay, so katal
imperative,
has
participle.
suffixes, right? Yiktol has prefixes. The imperative.
What is the binyan? What is it? The binyan itself is a form.
Right. So exactly. Okay. So what did you say? Participle, and infinitives.
Imperative.
Imperative is here. We could include cohortative if we want to, or just.
What about and Victol and
very good. So Vayiktol would be its own form, Vayiktol, and there it is. Vekatal would be a form. Did we miss any? We're looking essentially at all of the verbal forms. And so when I ask what is bikrov, Annie says, oh, it's an infinitive construct. How did you know?
Preposition would be.
Okay, there's a preposition. That's a pretty good giveaway. And then the pattern of shva here, cholam there. That's a kal infinitive construct. So this is the action of being close. In being close, literally, that's what it would be. In being close, alai, to me, mireim. So those are the mireim. I guess that would be the noun form, right? Mireim. So the ones that are doing evil. Le'echol, to devour. What? Devour? Hang on a second. Oh, le'echol et besari, to devour my flesh. Tsarai, my opponents. Ve'oyevai li hemma. No, hang on a second. There's a etnach right there. So oivai li, enemies to me. Hemma chashlu, they stumbled. Venafalu, and fell. I probably should have broken this up into segments first. So because there's an etnach right there. No, it's not. That's the upside down one. Is that a good place to stop?
Right,
wait, right here? Where do you say to put it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we all saying yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So bikrov alai mireim, in the being close to me of mireim, evildoers. Le'echol et besari. I am not 100% sure, but I think. Tsarai ve'oivaili. I don't know if there's supposed to be a division right here. I'm not very good with the Psalms cancellation system, so correct me if I'm wrong if anybody knows. And
Besari to Jamiums. This is Mircha or Besari. And
well, I can tell
on the
that
top.
Basari goes with et and that et goes
Yeah.
with le'echol, but then where does Tsarai fit? It doesn't fit with this because that's already got a pronominal suffix on it, but it doesn't seem to fit well with what follows, except the fact that it has a munach. So it'd be like my opponents and my enemies to me. So maybe it does right there. They have stumbled and fallen. Go ahead, Annie.
Oh, I mean, they are my opponents and my enemies.
So therefore you would divide here.
I think maybe.
I guess the reason I wouldn't do that is because of the etnach right there, which is still going to be the halfway point. And so then hem kashlu v'nafalu would be the, I guess, subject hema, and then the verbs right there and there. Yeah, only because of the etnach. But I hear you. Couldn't it just be, wait a second. My opponents and my enemies to me, they have some. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with this translation. Oh, of course. Why don't we just go have a look at the translation in context? What is that, verse 2? When evildoers came at me to eat up my flesh, even my adversaries and my foes. Ah. Okay, so they see it as a sort of repeating
Yep.
Mireim,
Yeah.
like that. I'm not sure if that's.
And then Hema also is them.
Of course. So it's, all
Yeah.
three of these are tied
Yeah.
together in some way or another. I'm just thinking syntactically, there has to be a division there because of the etnach. There has to be a division, I guess here, Mareim. Yeah, it seems to me I need to learn a little bit more about the cancellation system in the so-called books of Emet. Was it Job, Proverbs, and Psalms? No, Job, Psalms, Proverbs. No, it is. It's Aleph is Yov, Mem is Proverbs. Help me out. Why am I having trouble remembering what Proverbs is in Hebrew? Mishle.
Mishle
Shlomo. Thank you. And then Tehillim is the Proverbs. So Aleph Mem Tav, the books of Emet, as it's sometimes called, refers to those three books. Their cancellation system is different than the rest of the Bible. All right. Now I think we can push on to verse 3. Who's up next?
I'll read.
Okay, go ahead.
Im tahane alai mahane lo ia libi im takum alai milhama bezot ani voteach.
Can I push you a little bit and get you to read that word again?
Gracious.
Ira.
Thank you. You speak Resh so beautifully. Yira. Now, even though that looks like an upside down etnach, it's not. I'm not going to make that. I'm not going to make that mistake again. Here's the etnach. Im tachane alai machane lo yira libi im takum alai milchama bezot ani boteach. Okay, so that's how I would divide it. Any second opinions? Does that look pretty good? All right.
Yeah.
If tachane, if she will encamp. Why she? Why am I saying she?
Top.
It could be you, right? If you will encamp alai, what? A machane. So here's the thing. The only way that machane fits is if it's the subject And that makes it third person, which makes it a 3FS. So here is yet another example of the word machane showing up with a feminine either adjective or verb. I can't help but think that the word was probably originally machana, and somehow it got turned into machane, masculine. But whatever, I digress. And I'm just saying that the tav looks awfully feminine to me. If it will encamp upon me, that is a camp, an encampment, lo yira,
Libi.
it
Libi.
will not fear. What will not fear? Libi.
My
So
My
that's the
heart.
subject. Exactly. My heart will not fear. What does heart represent in the Bible? Not emotion.
the mind.
The mind. Mind, the place where you think and reason and speak to yourself and meditate and imagine and what else? Pray. You know, that's the lev. Im takum, if she or it will arise, alai milchama. So what's the subject?
Milchama.
Milchama. So that's also a 3FS. If battle will arise on me, against me, bezot ani boteach. In this, I will trust. In what? Maybe the next verse? I don't know. Do you guys have an answer? What is it that what is the zot referring to?
To God?
But it's feminine. Would that refer back to
Oh.
God? See, I'm seeing in the next verse the word achat, which is feminine. So I wonder if it's referring to the next thing in the thing in the next verse. Let's go ahead and read it. Verse 4. Who wants it? Cheryl?
Yes, please.
Okay.
אחת שאלתי מאת אדוני, אותה אבקש, שבתי בבית אדוני, וכל ימי חיי, לחזות בנועם אדוני, ולבקר בהיכלו.
All right. So that seems to be the zot that he's referring to. Achat sha'alti, this one, feminine one thing, I have asked, me'et Adonai, from being with the Lord. Otah. Why is the otah here? Because that's the thing that I have asked from the Lord. The one thing that I have asked her. So it's like, it's both the subject. No. The subject is I. So achat is the object, and so is otah. That's what it looks like. And what is it? Avakesh shivti. What is the root of shivti?
ישב.
Yashav. Good. Missing yod at the front. Yashav. Shivti is what form?
It's
Infinitive.
Infinitive.
Infinitive construct. It's an
Yeah.
infinitive
Yeah.
construct. Shevet is the infinitive construct with a pronominal suffix right there. My sitting or dwelling. I seek my dwelling, bevet Adonai, in the house of the Lord, kol yemei chayai, all the days of my lives, my lives.
Yeah.
Lachazot. Wait. Lachazot. What's the root of lachazot?
חזה.
Chazah.
חזה.
Well, chet
Not
zayin
chazah.
yod, missing yod, whatever. Chazah is the word that's used in Aramaic for seeing. Usually in Hebrew, it has to do more with having a prophetic vision, but we do get parallels where it simply means to see, to look. Lachazot b'noam. Is that a seglet? Noam?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it's the word noam. It also has a penultimate stress, noam. It is a seglet. B'noam in the, wait a second. I'm not sure I would translate that as kindness. How would you
No,
translate
I wouldn't have
noam?
either.
Noam,
I
let's
mean, they
translate
say
it as
beauty in English, but it's
pleasantness, right? Maybe
something.
pleasantness. Noam, if something is naim, it's pleasant. So noam would be a noun, pleasantness. In the pleasantness of the Lord, ulevaker, Behechalo. Okay, livaker in modern Hebrew means to visit.
It.
It could also mean to, oh gosh, to conduct an investigation, right? Livaker.
Lechake. Lechake.
Okay, fair. No, that's not what I'm getting at. Livaker, like a bikoret. What is a bikoret?
Criticism.
A criticism. Okay, so livaker can be to like criticize something. That's what I
Oh.
was getting at. But usually it means to visit in modern Hebrew. But here, I don't know if that's the best way to translate it because it's in parallel with shevet bevet Adonai, dwelling in the house of the Lord, livaker behechalo, visiting his temple. Is that where we're going? In this English translation, it says to inquire in his temple, but I'm not sure that's, if it's parallel with shivti, then it must have something to do with being present. So yeah, maybe visiting. I don't know. Or inquiring towards his temple.
When
What?
you go to Levaker, Mishu, you're going to visit them, you're going to be with them and stay
Right.
with them. So
I
it's not
guess
just popping in and popping out, it's
it's staying for a spell. I guess what the point that I'm trying to make though is that livaker, to visit someone, I thought was a later development. Whereas in the Bible, I don't think it means that, even though it fits the context here perfectly. So I'm looking it up in Klein's dictionary. Oh, why don't we look it up online so that everybody can see it? Do you guys know where Klein's dictionary is online?
Yeah, it's on Safaria, the website.
Exactly. It's on Sefaria. Sefaria. There we go. Klein's dictionary. Right here. Yes. Become a monthly donor. There we go. And now we have to type in the root in Betkuf. Let's see, Betkuf. Ugh, just can't even do it.
Besh.
There's Bakal. Looking for just the letters. No, I don't see it. We'll just type in Bakal. Bakal is oxen, so I'm going to scroll up a little bit. Can I scroll up? There it is. What? Well, this isn't helping my cause. Okay, so we think of bakar as being cattle. So here it's saying definition 1 is to cleave, like to split. But then in PL, it means he sought, examined, distinguished, differentiated, visited, attended. Then in New Hebrew, it means criticized, reviewed, or censored. Or censured. And then pual, inquired or examined, and then nitpael. What is nitpael?
Nitbaker.
Nitpael is a minor binyan that appears to be a combination of nifal with hitpael. So it's not one of the 7 major binyanim. It's one of those binyanim that was kind of invented. So what does bakar, to cleave or split, have to do with seeking, examining, distinguishing, differentiating, visiting, attending?
Dissecting frogs.
Yes, essentially, right? So the word distinguish is like making a distinction, right? So splitting things into their into I don't know, into analytical pieces. So how we get from there to the word visited or attended, I'm not sure. Klein really isn't giving us much to work with. Wait a second. Here we go. So biblical Aramaic has he examined or investigated. Arabic has cleft or split. Syriac, Ethiopic, examined or punished. From the original meaning, probably developed the meaning to break forth, like the dawn of light, to examine, thoroughly scrutinize. There it is in Nabatean, the title of a priest, blah, 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 blah. And there are some derivatives. Okay, well, That's all we got to work with from this book anyway. So anyway, this is Sefaria.org Klein Dictionary. You can go to, what is it? Texts and then reference, I think, and then Klein's Dictionary. There you go. I'm a big fan of Klein's Dictionary. Anyway, so we've gotten through, how far did we get? Okay, so we got through verse 3. That means next time we get together, we'll have, no, verse 4. So that means when we
Yeah.
get together next time, we'll start at verse 5. Chapter 27 or Psalm 27, verse 5. Okay, cool. Any closing thoughts, comments, questions? Did anybody have any fun?
Lots of fun.
Okay.
Lots.
Very much so.
Always
I
have.
Thank you,
had
Jack.
so much fun.
תודה
No.
רבה.
בבקשה. Oh, by the way, happy Pentecost
Memorial
Day.
Day.
Yeah.
And if
Pentecost.
you guys didn't know, today was Pentecost Day. And
Alright.
so happy Pentecost Day.
Can we still
Ah.
say Shavuot Tov and Yom Rishon? Or is
Oh
that
boy,
just-
this is a great okay. Just so you guys know, there's kind of a can I call it a controversy or not?
Yeah.
There's a minor controversy about when Shavuot should occur. Apparently the Sadducees, the Qumran community, and later on, and then later on the Karaites all believed that the Bible says that Shavuot is always supposed to be on a first day of the week, that is a Sunday. And Rabbinic Judaism opines, it thinks that it isn't necessarily always on a Sunday. So there's kind of a split of opinions there. Does anybody know why? Like why is there confusion? Why? Well, I guess there's not confusion. You can either go with the Pharisaic interpretation, and that's fine and well and good. And the medieval commentators talk about the heretics that think that Shavuot always occurs on a Sunday. But then when you go back and you read it in, what is it, Leviticus, I guess? Leviticus 23, it talks about Shabbat, 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 Shabbat. It keeps using the word Shabbat over and over again. And all of them appear to be the weekly Shabbat, except that Pharisaism and later modern Judaism interpreted one of those Shabbats as being the day after Passover. For whatever reason. Even though every other word Shabbat in the text is referring to the weekly Sabbaths. Yeah. So anyway, there's that. So basically, according to opinion number 1, which Israel still follows, Shavuot was on Thursday night to Friday night. And according to the minority opinion, Shavuot was actually today. Remember that in New Testament times, Shavuot occurred on a Sunday. That was the Pentecost event, right? When the Holy Spirit came on the believers and everyone who had come to the pilgrimage festival of Shavuot in Jerusalem are hearing these people speaking in various tongues, and many people were saved that day. In the New Testament, it was on a Sunday. So anyway, so there's that. In Christian tradition, Pentecost is always on a Sunday because of Acts chapter 2. Anyway, so your question was, can we still say Shavuot Sameach? Well, depends. Minority opinion? Sure. Oh my gosh. So Shavuot Sameach, Chag Shavuot Sameach, Leitorot. See you guys next week. And we'll pick up here next week. Shalom.
Shalom.
Bye.
Shalom.